Jessica, how are
Hey,
you?
Elsa.
How's it going?
Good.
We okay, so I was thinking and that we could talk about limiting beliefs and how we impose these limits on ourselves that then sort of limit our experiences and where we can go in life, or at least I have a tendency to do that.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty common thing. It's like a construct built by fear. It's like you build it to feel safe, to make sure that you don't make mistakes, to you know, to live your life in the only way you know how, because you don't have the experience to sort of and the wisdom to rely on. So you build these constructs, and then as you get the experience and the wisdom, you don't need them anymore, and you need to like out of them. And I think, and I've said this to you before, I think in your 30s, that's a big thing. You kind of break out of this cocoon that you've, this self-created, excuse me, cocoon, and it's really freeing. But then there are others that you need to take a second look at to be like, wow, do I really need, hold myself to that weird belief that I have to, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. And I think the tricky part about it too is that you don't even know about some of the limiting beliefs that you're
Right.
kind of holding on to. So then you just, so then how do you kind of figure that out? People are quick to give you their opinion and,
Yes, because they want to make sure that they're doing it right. And if you don't follow their advice and their opinion, then maybe they're not doing it right. And that makes people very scared.
that's right. That's exactly right. So then you sort of open up, yeah, you're right. It makes them very uncomfortable. So
Right.
they want to kind of keep you in your place so that you're not.
Haven't you had someone like give you a doctor recommendation and then you never call because you're just like, I don't know. I'm going to see this other doctor or whatever. And they're like, did you call? And you're like, oh, I didn't. I went with my other friends. And they're like, well, that was dumb. I don't know what to say to you.
They want the validation that what they're doing.
The validation. That's perfect. And I've been on both sides of that. I've gotten it and I've given it. I'm like,
Totally.
well, that's really stupid that she didn't take my podiatrist's number. I think you break out of it just by, growth and wisdom, and just knowing that you are, what you have might be great. What someone else has might be great. It's just acceptance and non-judgment of yourself first.
Yeah. So, right. Again, as we always say, it goes back to, so fear. So kind of like letting go of fears around a subject or whatever you think you can't do or you're not allowed to do.
Right.
And right. I think judgment plays a huge role in that. So not even, not judging yourself and not judging others. And, it depends on what it is. It's one thing if it's like, well, I want to run a marathon, but I don't think I can do that.
Right. That's garbage.
That's pushing, right? That's pushing yourself in another way.
Right.
And then there's society. I think the hardest ones for me are societal expectations. I mean, now as I get older, I don't care as much, but especially when you're kind of brought up in a very conservative and this is the way we do it. But deep down, you don't want to do it that way. And that's not who you are. You have to be really strong because you'll take a lot of flack from people.
When people look back on their lives and they have regret, it's because they didn't push themselves. Like people who have interviewed older people say they're never like, they're either like, I had a great life, but most people are like, I wish I had taken more risk. I don't know why I played it so safe.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the biggest regret among older people. And I think about that daily. I don't want to look back in my 40s when I'm in my 70s and be like, what was I doing?
Exactly.
Waiting for the kids to get back from school? Like, what was I doing?
Yeah, exactly. Even lately in the last couple months, I'm starting to understand or view this life more as like a playground.
Right.
Like, what can I do?
And I think that's what the 40s and 50s are all about. It's like we have so much confidence now.
Yeah.
We're not beholden to our parents, our peers, we're just doing it.
But I also understand that not everybody wants to live that kind of life, you know? I mean,
Not at all, but it's like you're right. I mean, not everybody wants to, I mean, I don't want to, go skydiving ever.
exactly. Me neither.
I'm really, really confident in that. But there are people who are like, well, you are missing out on one of life's greatest pleasures. And that's for them. And that's fantastic. But
That's a good
I think you have your own things that you're like, I could do this, but I'm really freaked out, so I'm not going to do it.
Yeah. But if it was something you really, really, really wanted to do, but you were afraid.
Exactly.
Okay. Then that's when it's sort of like, okay, you got to push through the fear.
Yes.
I think as far as not limiting yourself is more about thinking about what you're really passionate about or what's sitting there that you really want to do, but fear is holding you back, and then pushing yourself through it.
And even if you don't know what it is that you want to do, try stuff and fall down and fail and get back up again and then try it again. And like, don't be afraid to fail, which all of us are terrified to fail.
I know.
And,
why is
you're going to get every failure, you get one step closer to what you do want to do.
All right. Thanks, guys, for checking us out this week. We'll see you next week. Have a great one.